Because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter.
I'm Floyd Mayweather. With all the tools that Terence Crawford has, I will pick Terence Crawford to beat a prime Mayweather.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Max Kellerman explains why a showdown between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather would be something unforgettable. He calls Crawford the finest undisputed fighter of this generation, while also honoring Floyd's brilliance at his absolute peak. To Kellerman, Mayweather's defensive genius made him nearly impossible to touch in his time. Yet Crawford's arsenal and dominance today prove he belongs at the very top, fully equipped to test even someone of Mayweather's stature. In Kellerman's eyes, this clash embodies two golden eras, a collision of perfect defense and relentless versatility that fans would cherish forever.
Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
I don't. Because Terence Crawford got more to bring. He got more to bring to the table.
He's a great
Floyd
fighter.
Mayweather got the little shoulder roll. I get it. Controls distance. But Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that. In the Sam Judah fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
Sean Porter takes a step back to reflect on the endless debates about Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, noting how the comparisons sometimes steal the spotlight from their own greatness. In his eyes, people often lean toward Floyd when asked who would win, simply because Mayweather's name is carved into history as an undefeated icon. But Porter reminds us that this quick assumption robs Crawford of the credit he's earned. He makes it clear that Mayweather was the pioneer, the one who set the bar for greatness, the true OG. Yet he still respects Crawford's rise, reminding fans both fighters ruled in different timelines, each mastering their own era.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah,
Yes. He's a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ and
But
that
the
shit
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to pioneer, right? Yeah, you got to.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere.
yeah,
And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out-figure out.
Crawford has spoken out about the constant comparisons with a statement that's simple yet powerful. He openly admits that Floyd Mayweather was the greatest of his era, a man who built historic dominance and forever reshaped the sport. But at the same time, Crawford insists this era belongs to him, and he is the one now setting the bar for greatness. His outlook carries both respect and certainty, reminding us that greatness isn't about fantasy showdowns, but about recognizing who defines each generation. This balance of humility and belief reveals why Crawford is admired not only as a fighter, but also as a true mind of the game.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah. Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
Crawford has been clear that a fight with Floyd Mayweather is not something he's chasing. While fans may dream about the matchup, Crawford brushes it aside, saying he has no desire to pursue or defeat Floyd. Instead, his eyes are fixed on closing his career his own way. That choice shows maturity, proving he's not interested in building a legacy by tearing down the legend of a man already retired. For Crawford, the mission is different. It's about carving out his own history and walking away with dignity after accomplishing everything he set out to achieve.
Have you thought about going for 51-0, beat Mayweather's record,
with 50-0? Is that something that you thought about?
I already said I wasn't never gonna beat Mayweather record. That's not something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
To be honest, I was gonna retire if I didn't get this Errol Spence fight.
Crawford points to Canelo Alvarez's opinion as meaningful because Canelo has shared the ring with both Mayweather and Crawford. So when Canelo calls Crawford the better fighter, it carries weight, shaped by first-hand experience. Yet Crawford stays grounded, reminding everyone that Mayweather was the best of his own time, and now it is his turn to be recognized as the greatest of this era. This harmony between Canelo's perspective and Crawford's humility reveals that while outside voices carry influence, the mutual respect between champions across generations is just as vital when measuring greatness.
You know, one where he felt like he was at the best, you know, and another where he felt like he was at a disadvantage when he had a rehydration clause and he was younger. So, you know, I don't know, you know, I don't go off of that. You know, Floyd is the best fighter, you know, in his era, and I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
One thing that I thought was really interesting about the fight, I always love watching you switch stances as effortlessly as you do. You didn't do that a lot in this fight. You didn't have to. Were you expecting not to have to?
No, I felt like I could have, but, you know, why do something when something else is working?
Crawford reinforces his respect for Mayweather by calling him a legend and making it clear that comparison isn't really necessary. He emphasizes that Mayweather's era is already etched in history as one of complete dominance. Meanwhile, his own moment is about shaping a different legacy, one that avoids forcing a rivalry that doesn't need to exist. Crawford presents the conversation in a way that pays tribute to both men's journeys. This perspective not only silences needless debates, but also uplifts the sport by celebrating many shades of greatness instead of chasing one absolute answer.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope. Nope.
No friends in this business for you?
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your ass?
Okay, that's a no. That's a no.
Chris Algieri adds his voice to the debate, highlighting just how complicated it is to compare Mayweather and Crawford. He explains that conversations about greatness often spiral into never-ending arguments because so many factors come into play. Different opponents, different eras, different circumstances. Algieri suggests that instead of trying to crown one man as the absolute best, fans should appreciate that both fighters are remarkable in their own way. His words bring perspective, reminding us that the obsession with declaring one greater often distracts from celebrating the brilliance of both.
And no, the discussion about, because Canelo was asked this question, who's better, Floyd or Crawford, and he immediately went to Crawford. Now, is that recency bias? Is that him protecting his own performance? Is that a veiled shot at Floyd? Probably all of the above. Is it really true? I don't know. And I think Crawford had a great answer. He goes, well, we're different eras. Floyd was, the best of his era. I'm the best of mine, which is a very diplomatic way to go about it. But listen, comparing the two is going to be an endless barbershop conversation that's going to go back and forth over literally the annals of time. I don't think we're ever going to be able to have a distinct argument where you're going to say, this is it. I actually want to do a video where I argue both sides with the same veracity and veracity, because it's that, because there is that much, there is that much about it, and you can, which is an awesome thing, because this is going to be the barbershop, like, yeah, well, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis, well, he knocked out Joe Louis, yeah, but he's 170. Like, we're gonna, that's the conversation
127 years old
in real time with guys that we've all seen, literally overlapping errors. So those discussions will always be there. It's great fodder. It's great barbershop debate. In the debate, it's debate.
Yeah,
it's going to be subjective.
I agree.
I think objectively, I don't think there's a way to really separate.
Yeah, I agree, and I prefer, as I was thinking about it, like, wow, I can't believe I've watched the Floyd era, the Crawford era, the Usyk era. It's like I've gotten to see some really great fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the '90s when boxing was, everybody was going head to head. There wasn't a guy that stood out like Floyd, Crawford, and Usyk, where it was super dominant.
Robert Garcia praised Crawford's performance against Canelo Alvarez, saying Crawford delivered exactly what he always believed he could. Garcia emphasized the power, skill, and calm control Crawford showed in the ring, noting that the victory reflected both his preparation and natural ability. By defeating Canelo, Crawford proved he could conquer even the sport's brightest stars, a win that strengthened his claim as one of boxing's all-time greats. Garcia's acknowledgement further cements Crawford's standing in the game and shows his accomplishments are valued by experienced trainers and analysts alike.
That you gave Crawford a really good chance. Of course. Did you see on Saturday night exactly why you gave him that chance?
I think so. He's very talented. He's a very disciplined fighter also. He's healthy. And, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought, or he didn't look too good against Madrimov at 154. How can he look good? He's a talented fighter, and that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov, so how could he look good at 68? Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what he had to do. I always said, I wasn't going to put money on it because it's also very dangerous, right? Canelo's a beast, strong. So I never really, I wasn't going to put money on it, but I did give him a chance. He's got talent, man. He's got skills, and what he did was unbelievable, man. We were, there was another show that we do with Boxing Scene, and we had it right before the fight, at 4 o'clock, before the main card started. And they asked me, what's your final prediction? I said, you know what? I'm going to say it, Crawford by decision. Because I talked to Bomac on Thursday night. They're in Vegas. And he seemed very positive, motivated. So that kind of gave me a little, you know what? My final prediction is Crawford by decision. And he pulled it off.
Teddy Atlas broke down Crawford's victory with sharp detail, praising his composure and unique vision inside the ring. He highlighted how Crawford's jab was both precise and punishing, a clear display of tactical brilliance. Atlas then compared the circumstances of Canelo's fights with Floyd and Crawford, reminding fans that when Mayweather faced him, Canelo was still young and less experienced. Years later, when Crawford stepped in, Canelo was far more seasoned yet still outclassed. Atlas also noted the age factor, as Floyd was 40 when he fought Canelo, while Crawford was nearly 38 when he beat him. This perspective shows the true depth of Crawford's achievement and why it resonates.
No, but he's not digital. There's only a few guys that are digital. What do I mean by that? He's not Crawford. What do I mean by that? Where does it separate? Instincts, eyes, calmness, the mind wonders. I know the body wondered. I saw the combinations. Canelo's throwing one at a time, and Crawford's hitting him with 3, 4, 5 shots. He put them together. He's controlling the range. Yes, he had the reach advantage. Yes, he used it. He used the jab. He controlled the reach. But it's more than that. It's the mind at work. He's more advanced. He sees things. He's calm in an uncommon environment, calmer than most. So calm, he'll see things others don't see. Just a millisecond. I was explaining this to Stephen A. the day before. Just a millisecond before someone else sees it, he sees it. And he's got the mental control, the confidence, the supreme confidence Customado talked about. He said he only saw 2 fighters with that. Teddy Atlas. Teddy, I only saw 2 fighters with supreme confidence. Sugar Ray Robinson, greatest fighter of all time, and Muhammad Ali. Where they don't believe you can beat them. That's Crawford. All of that together, mixed together, makes a perfect cocktail of supremeness, of greatness, of another level, of digital. And that's what he sees things, he reacts to it, he sees a twitch.
Canelo Alvarez himself admitted openly that Crawford is the better fighter, and that statement carries weight because he has stood against both Mayweather and Crawford. Canelo's recognition of Crawford's skill and superiority adds real strength to the case in Crawford's favor. Since his perspective is built on first-hand experience rather than speculation, his words are seen as one of the most trustworthy voices in the debate. It reinforces the belief that Crawford's present form and accomplishments firmly establish him as one of the greatest fighters in the world today.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know, we knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard. And he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
After Crawford's dominant victory over Canelo, the comparisons to Mayweather reached new heights, with many admitting it is nearly impossible to decide who truly stands above. Crawford's achievements, becoming undisputed in multiple weight classes and holding 4 belts across divisions, give him a distinction that Mayweather himself never reached. While Floyd's flawless, undefeated record remains untouchable, Crawford's ability to climb through divisions and unify them makes him extraordinary in his own way. For many, that places Crawford on equal footing with Mayweather, and in some respects even higher, securing his place as a historic figure in boxing.
After last night's match between Crawford and Canelo, I am not gonna lie, that boy Crawford up there with Floyd. The way he went toe-to-toe with a heavy hitter like Canelo is actually crazy, bro. And this is probably one of Crawford's best fights. Like, he was super sharp. Like, dude was super sharp, super clean, and he stayed in that pocket. People talking about that Crawford was running. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't look like he was running at me. It looked like he was taking them hits on the chin. I mean, for God's sakes, bruh. He got stung in the head and took himself to the hospital. Like, dude, real life like that. And I know that, Floyd, he real life, he a good boxer. Floyd is actually one of my favorite boxers. But Crawford is now becoming one of my favorite boxers because he's very, skillful. The technicality of him and just the decisions he makes in that ring, bro, to get up on the scoreboard is crazy. And he's not like one of them fighters like how Shakur, he boxes for points. And that's cool. That's the way boxing's supposed to go, I guess. But Terence, you can get that from him, but you can also get that aggressiveness when he in that pocket and he throwing a couple hooks and trying to take you out. But I will say, Canelo even said it. He said, bro, he thinks that Crawford is way better than Floyd. And they asked him, like, why would you, think that? He just said everything he does is different. I can't understand the style of boxing he has. And he was saying that he's good in everything when it comes to the ring. And I'm not gonna lie, Canelo is not lying. Crawford is like that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. To stand toe-to-toe with Canelo That actually is crazy because everybody knows he's a heavy hitter. Like he's a knockout artist. But yeah, he definitely deserves it, bro. That boy Crawford 42-0, and I don't know why he's even thinking about retiring, but you got to pass up Floyd. I'm not gonna lie, you need to get some more semis under your belt, because if you pass up Floyd, that's when the rumblings are gonna really be like, oh yeah, he's the best. I don't think he's gonna retire. I think that he still go, fight it out.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.